Hello friends, welcome to Global Travel Venture. Today we are answering the most frequently asked travel questions. Picture this, you're all set for your dream vacation. Bags are packed, itinerary is planned, but as you reach the airport you find out your flight has been cancelled. You feel a drop in your stomach, a surge of panic, and an overwhelming sense of frustration. This isn't how you imagined kicking off your much-anticipated getaway. Instead of lounging by the pool or exploring a new city, you're stuck in the dreary confines of an airport, scrambling to find a solution. And as you stand there staring at the departure board with its glaring red "Cancelled" sign, you can't help but wonder, why me? It's a travel mishap that's all too common, yet it never fails to leave us flustered and distressed. But it's not just about flight cancellations. There are a plethora of other travel dilemmas that can throw a wrench in your plans. From finding the best travel deals to obtaining a visa, from navigating flight reservations to dealing with uncomfortable seatmates, the list can seem endless and daunting. And then there's the ever-pressing concern about delayed luggage. You've probably heard the horror stories or perhaps lived through one yourself. The sinking feeling when you're the last person by the carousel and your suitcase is nowhere in sight. The frantic scramble to fill out lost luggage forms, all the while hoping your belongings haven't vanished into thin air. Let's not forget the hidden costs that often lurk in the fine print, taking you by surprise and stretching your budget thin. Or the confusion around travel insurance. Is it really necessary? And when should you get it? And what about your rights as a traveler when your flight is delayed or cancelled? Navigating the world of travel can feel like maneuvering through a complicated maze, full of unexpected twists and turns. But don't despair. These hurdles don't have to define your travel experience. Sounds familiar, right? Well, you're not alone. And that's what brings us to today's topic, 11 most frequently asked travel questions answered. First up, how far in advance should you make your flight reservation? This question is a common one, and the answer depends on whether you're flying domestically or internationally. For domestic flights, the sweet spot is typically around 6 to 8 weeks prior to your departure date. This allows you to take advantage of any early bird savings, but also gives you some leeway if your plans change. Now, international flights are a different beast. It's recommended to book these at least 3 months in advance. Why? Because international flights have more variables, such as visa processing times and fluctuating exchange rates that can affect your travel plans. But remember, these are just guidelines. Airfare prices can fluctuate wildly, and sometimes a last-minute deal might be too good to pass up. So the key is to balance between not too early, not too late. Keep an eye on the prices, and when you see a good deal, don't hesitate to book it. Next, how can you find the best travel deal? Now we're talking about the fun stuff. Bargains and savings. There are several strategies to nab the best travel deals. Firstly, flexibility is your friend. Being open to different travel dates and times can help you score better prices. Secondly, make use of travel comparison websites. These are fantastic tools that aggregate prices from multiple sources, helping you find the best deals at a glance. Consider setting up email alerts for price drops on your desired route. Some travel websites offer this feature, and it's a great way to snag a deal when it pops up. Lastly, don't overlook the value of loyalty programs. Many airlines, hotels, and travel booking platforms offer rewards programs that can help you save money over time. So keep an eye out for these deals and save some bucks. It's time to make your travel dreams come true without breaking the bank. Moving on to hotel reservations, how far in advance should you book? Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all answer. However, there are some guidelines that can help optimize your booking experience. Generally, it's advisable to book your hotel stay about 1 to 2 months in advance. This is when you're likely to find a good balance between room availability and price. If you're heading to a popular destination during peak season, you might want to book even earlier to ensure you get a room. On the other hand, if you have a flexible schedule and a taste for adventure, last-minute bookings can sometimes yield incredible deals, but they come with the risk of limited options. Whether you're a meticulous planner or a spontaneous adventurer, remember that timing is key in getting the best value for your money. Remember, a little planning can get you the best rooms. Now, what's the first thing to do if your flight is cancelled? Well, it's not as daunting as it might seem. Firstly, don't panic. Remember, this happens to countless travelers every day, and airlines have procedures in place to manage such situations. Next, immediately reach out to your airline, either via their customer service hotline at the airport counter or through their app or website. The sooner you get in touch, the better your chances of securing a seat on the next available flight. While you're at it, check your rights as a passenger. Depending on the cause of the cancellation, you might be eligible for a refund, a hotel room, or a meal voucher. Additionally, consider having a plan B. This could be an alternative flight, a different airline, or even a different mode of transport. Remember, it's essential to keep all your travel documents and receipts for any additional expenses incurred. Stay calm and follow these steps, and you'll be back on track in no time at all. Ever wondered what's the best day to book your travel plans? Well, let's unravel this mystery. Studies have shown that the best day to book flights is typically a Tuesday. Why? Airlines often announce deals on Monday evenings, and by Tuesday at noon, other airlines are scrambling to match those deals. So by booking on Tuesday afternoon, you have the most options for flight times and routes, which equates to more money saved. However, for hotels, it's a different game. The best day to book a hotel room is a Sunday. Hotel prices fluctuate depending on demand. With most people checking out on Sunday morning, hotels are eager to fill their rooms for the week ahead. But remember, these are general trends. Prices can still vary based on factors like holidays, special events, or even the time of day you book. So, mark your calendars and set those reminders. Next up, how do you obtain a visa? You might wonder. Well, the process can differ slightly depending on the country you're visiting, but there are some common steps. First, you'll need to research the specific visa requirements of your destination country. This information is typically available on the country's embassy or consulate website. Next, complete the appropriate visa application form. This may involve providing personal details, travel itinerary, and sometimes proof of financial means. Remember to check whether you need to provide any additional documents such as passport photos or flight and hotel bookings. After gathering all the necessary documents, submit your application. This can often be done online, by post, or in person at the embassy or consulate. Then, you'll likely have to pay a fee and wait for your application to be processed. Finally, if your application is approved, you'll receive your visa. It might seem daunting, but with careful planning, it's manageable. When is travel insurance needed? That's a question that's crossed many travelers' minds. Travel insurance, in essence, is your financial safety net while you're venturing out into the world. It's a must-have for trips that involve significant costs, like an international vacation or a cruise. Imagine having to cancel your trip last minute due to an unexpected circumstance, or worse yet, needing medical attention in a foreign country. Without insurance, these situations can be financially devastating. Travel insurance steps in to cover these costs, offering peace of mind so you can focus on enjoying your journey. Insurance is also critical when traveling to regions with heightened risks, such as areas prone to natural disasters or political instability. It can cover emergency evacuations, providing a lifeline when you need it most. And let's not forget the smaller inconveniences like lost luggage or flight delays. Travel insurance can reimburse you for these unexpected expenses, taking the sting out of these travel hiccups. So, when is travel insurance needed? The answer is simple: whenever there's a risk that could potentially leave you out of pocket or in a tight spot. Better safe than sorry, right? Ever been stuck with an uncomfortable seatmate on the plane? What can you do? We've all been there, right? A chatty neighbor or a passenger with less than desirable hygiene can make a long flight seem endless. So, what's the game plan? Firstly, don't shy away from addressing the issue politely. A friendly request can often solve the problem. For instance, if your seatmate is encroaching on your space, a simple, "Excuse me, could I have a bit more room?" might do the trick. If your neighbor's behavior is disruptive, don't hesitate to involve the cabin crew. After all, it's their job to ensure a pleasant flight for everyone. If all else fails, consider asking for a seat change. But remember, this isn't always possible, especially on full flights. And finally, consider bringing essential items such as earplugs or an eye mask to help create your own personal comfort zone. Remember, communication is key, and with these tips, you're well equipped to handle any uncomfortable seatmate situation. What should you do if your luggage is delayed? Picture this: you've touched down in a new city, eager to start your vacation. But as you wait at the carousel, your luggage doesn't appear. Frustrating, isn't it? First things first, don't leave the airport. Head straight to the airline's customer service desk and file a delayed baggage report. Make sure you have your flight details and baggage claim ticket handy. They'll likely give you a reference number. Hold on to this. It's your golden ticket to tracking your luggage. Keep your receipts if you need to buy essential items like toiletries or a change of clothes. Some airlines will reimburse these expenses. Remember to be patient. Most delayed luggage is found within a few days. It's just taken a longer vacation than you. Above all, remain calm and composed. It's a hiccup, not a catastrophe. Don't panic, your luggage will most likely find its way back to you. How can you avoid those pesky extra fees? Let's dive into that. Traveling can be a joy, but it can also come with a host of hidden fees that can quickly add up. But don't worry, with a few clever tricks, you can keep your expenses in check. Firstly, pack smart. Overweight luggage can lead to unexpected costs. Know your airline's baggage policies and stick to them. Secondly, use a credit card that offers travel perks. Many of these cards waive foreign transaction fees, offer free checked bags, or give access to airport lounges. Thirdly, avoid changing your booking. Airlines often charge hefty fees for changes or cancellations. Try to finalize your plans before you book to avoid these fees. Lastly, plan your meals. Airports and airplanes are notorious for their overpriced food. Pack your own snacks or eat before you get to the airport. Keep these tips in mind and keep your wallet happy. Lastly, what are your rights when your flight is delayed or canceled? Navigating the world of air travel can often feel like a labyrinth, especially when the unexpected occurs. Delays and cancellations are an unfortunate reality of the journey. But what many travelers don't realize is that they have rights, powerful ones, in these situations. When it comes to flight delays, the details matter. The length of the delay, the reason behind it, and the airline's home country all play a part in determining your entitlements. For instance, if your flight within the European Union is delayed by 3 hours or more, you could be eligible for compensation up to €600. This rule applies to any airline based in the EU, regardless of where the flight was heading. In the United States, however, the rules are different. While there's no federal requirement for airlines to compensate passengers for delayed domestic flights, many airlines will offer meal vouchers or hotel accommodations for extended delays or overnight situations. Now let's talk about cancellations. If your flight is canceled and it's the airline's fault, say due to crew shortages or mechanical issues, you are typically entitled to a refund or a rebooking on the next available flight at no additional cost. In some regions like the EU, you may also be entitled to compensation, depending on how much notice you were given and how long the rebooked flight will delay your arrival. But remember, each airline has its own policies, and it's important to familiarize yourself with them before you travel. And if you're ever in doubt about your rights, don't hesitate to ask airline staff or check with an airline regulator in your region. So next time you're at the airport and your flight is delayed or canceled, don't let the frustration get the best of you. Remember, you have rights and they're there to protect you. Knowing your rights can make all the difference. So there you have it, folks. We've navigated through some of the most frequently asked travel questions, from untangling the complexity of flight and hotel reservations to unveiling the secret of the best day to book your travel plans. We've also ventured into the territory of visa processes and the importance of travel insurance. We've explored what to do when you find yourself with uncomfortable seatmates, and how to handle the frustrating situation of delayed luggage. We've even shed light on some savvy strategies to avoid unnecessary fees. Lastly, we empowered you with knowledge about your rights as a traveler, especially when your flight is delayed or canceled. Equipped with these insights, you're now better prepared to face any travel hiccup head-on. With these tips in mind, your next travel experience should be smoother and more enjoyable. Until next time, safe travels.